Okay, Jamie, one of the issues we're trying to address within schools is bullying and working as a team. I would have thought as a rugby player you have to work in as a team day to day.
Yeah, definitely. Especially for me, out wide there on an edge, and there's lots of different situations I get put in where I need covering people like that, and I've always got mates around me that support me, and sometimes all the time. In fact, you've got to give it back to them, and it's definitely a big thing about working in a team.
Must be a difficult environment to as the week all train together, but you're never going to get all personalities to get on, but you must stay together as a team.
Yeah, definitely. I think I'm probably one of the main ones in the team that does get a bit of flack sometimes. You know what I mean? When I come in, maybe changing my ear up and things like that. But I think it's something that everyone's kind of accepted now. Everyone's a little bit different, but sometimes you just gotta adapt to people. And like you say, if you're all pulling in the same direction and you're all playing for the same team, then that's just something that you just do without even thinking about it.
At school, obviously, you would have played in teams and stuff, and in classrooms, there are obviously situations that arise with bullying. What would you advise to a child who's experiencing that?
I just try and rise above it, you know what I mean? Like, I remember thinking back to my school days, I remember, there's certain bullies there, you know what I mean, that I still know of now, and, it's always them bullies that they never seem to go really all that far in life, you know what I mean? They get to 16, 17 and they just disappear, so I think if, there is anyone out there that is getting bullied or they do feel a little bit pressured, in like the school environment, I just rise above it, and when you do get to 15, 16 and, they soon disappear.
One thing that we're trying to address as well, once children finish school at the end of the day, there's an awful lot sort of retiring to computers and stuff. What tend to be your routine after finishing school?
Finishing school, I was pretty fortunate, near enough straight away. Me and Gary Wheeler, we come straight into, playing first team rugby, near enough, straight into a first team environment. So, I didn't really have too much time, to go to college or anything like that. What normal people kind of do now in their lives. So, but I guess I was just pretty fortunate, really.
Brilliant. Really good, mate. Francis, we've been talking with school children about their hometown and pride in their hometown. Could you tell us a little about where you're from?
I'm from a little town called Avondale, which is in Auckland, which is from in the west, and it's probably pretty similar to St Helens. It's not that big, but it's a small community, and people take pride in it.
What tends to be the trade of work with St Helens being sort of glass over the years? What tends to be the trade for most people there?
I think over there it's kind of different. Obviously, I think a lot of people so there's a lot of buildings going up, so everybody tend to go into the carpentry and probably Brick Lane.
Weather conditions similar or different?
It's different. Auckland's is called for 4 sails. You get all the 4 weathers and all the whole year. But it's quite different. You get to have a proper summer over there. Although here, I enjoy having the longer sort of sunset, sort of 8:45. So.
What did you tend to learn at school there? What were your favourite subjects?
I was probably good at maths. English I don't mind. Social studies wasn't too keen on. But other than that, I think I was pretty open-minded.
You were a little bit on with your career. We get younger players come over. How hard is it to come from one culture to another culture? It's not that hard. I think as you grow up as a young kid at school, you've been sort of taught and educated about the world, and it's I think more differently is probably the winter here, and there's a lot more people than where I come from. We played quite a bit of sport here. Sometimes there should be a little bit more perhaps in schools. What was it like sports-wise for you growing up?
Sports in New Zealand, even though it was a small country, but it was a big focus in schools. You'll have there's a lot of people who are encouraged to play sports. Sort of to be positive, and there's a lot of rugby, badminton. You can go through all the sports. We had them in school, and it was actually set up properly and competing against other schools. And I think it was a good option for the kids to sort of focus on other things than sort of just schoolwork.
We're also looking at boys in particular playing sport or falling behind in reading in school.
Well, naturally, I'm from Australia, but the little town I come from is a place called Goolagong, G-O-O-L-O-G-O-N-G. It only had 200 people, very small village. And to go to school, used to go to the local primary school up to year 6, then had to go into get a bus trip into near towns, about half an hour away to go to high school.
What tended to be the trades of sort of work in that town?
My dad was a butcher. It was only small, and obviously the local baker next door. Can nearly go through and tell you every shop, the general store up around the corner, a cafe. There's sort of the general, but generally that area was about farming. The Lachlan River runs through that area, so very rich soil and good for all sorts of farming, sheep, wheat, you know, a lot of tomatoes, corn, you name it, it's grown around that area because it's very rich and the land's very good.
You're obviously still very proud of where you come from as well. Is that something that you try to get across while working in a different country?
Yeah, I'm very proud of little town, 200 people. You know, I end up representing Australia in rugby league, so I'm very proud to do that for the town. And another player called Barry Beef, who was played in the 60s and 70s, also represented Australia. Not bad, two boys from a little town of 200 people to both go on and represent their country. So me and Barry are both very proud of that. Love representing the town in cricket. You know, started to play cricket. Captain of the local side when I was 17, playing with my dad, who at the time was 50 or something. You know, it was just really enjoyed representing me town. Very proud to you know, to play a lot of sports. Used to play tennis, night tennis. Used to play lawn bowls. And used to go down to the river, swimming across the river, and had ropes in the trees, swinging out of trees and things like that. Yeah, it's very proud to come from a little town that's had a lot of success. A lot of other good sportsmen also come out of this small town.